The killer was living among them. Everyone in the community knew it, yet no one knew who it was, as on a chilling morning, a body was discovered behind a small grocery shop, brutally murdered, leaving behind no witnesses, no weapon, and no clear motive, causing fear to engulf the town overnight, prompting police officers to arrive and search every corner while questioning every resident. But as days turned into weeks, with still no suspect and no evidence to offer answers, her presence, a quiet young woman who barely spoke, became the focal point of unspoken judgment among the townspeople who labelled her as dumb and slow, laughing at her whenever she walked by, unaware that while they were busy talking, she was silently observing every movement, every face, and every lie, repeatedly passing by the crime scene with careful scrutiny until she finally noticed something the police had overlooked. Faint shoe prints behind the building leading into a narrow alley, and undeterred by the dismissal of others, she began to quietly follow the pattern of muddy footprints that appeared near the mechanic shop at the edge of town, where one man's behavior became increasingly strange whenever the murder was mentioned, as his hands shook and his voice cracked. And remarkably, his boots matched the prints. Yet she chose silence, opting instead to gather proof, such as a small torn cloth caught on a nail behind the shop and secret photographs of the footprints alongside security footage, revealing the same man walking behind the grocery shop on the night of the murder, ultimately leading her to walk straight into the police station one afternoon, where the officers initially paid little attention to her until she boldly placed her collected evidence on the table, resulting in a sudden silence that quickly transitioned to action, as within hours, the police arrested the man, demonstrating how the case that had baffled seasoned investigators for weeks was solved by the quiet girl whom the community had wrongfully deemed dumb, resulting in a stark realization that she was not slow, but rather keenly observant, while everyone else simply spoke. In the aftermath of the arrest that left the community both shaken and enlightened, a police officer led the handcuffed man out of the station, flanked by curious townsfolk whose whispers echoed the sentiments of disbelief and realization as they grappled with the implications of having misjudged the very girl who had solved the murder mystery that had plagued them for weeks. While she stood at a distance, observing the shift in dynamics with an expression of quiet determination, holding her beloved notebook close to her chest, which contained all her insights and findings, as the townspeople began to approach her with an unfamiliar sense of respect and acknowledgement, reflecting on how their dismissive laughter was replaced by a newfound recognition of her acute perception and intelligence. And slowly but surely, the quiet